I know you have already identified 75 defunct government agencies that somehow still get some type of funding. Explain that.
Yeah, Laura, thanks for having me. Look, a federal judge can take away the pause button, but they can't take away his veto pen. So the president has ample opportunities to play hardball with Congress, and he should work with the Republican Congress to constrain the spending. So our organization, Open the Books, we're taking a deep dive look at all 441 agencies listed in the Federal Register. The first thing we found was 75 of those are actually obsolete. So the Trump administration can today claim that they can go in and cut the number of agencies by almost 20% just by watching the store and paying attention, like any business owner would do. But it goes way beyond that, Laura. We have this crazy user-to-loser rule within federal agencies that force agencies to throw money out the door at the end of the year because they're afraid they're going to cut their budget. And so what we've seen at the Pentagon under Biden the last September, in the last 5 days of the fiscal year, they threw $33 billion out the door. And that's more than what Israel spent all year on its national defense for the entire year. And that included things like $200 million for new furniture, $22 million for things like ribeye steaks and lobster tail. So that may be delicious, but it's not much of a deterrent on the world stage. And also, Biden's HHS spent $39 million on DEI staff. So this is a target-rich environment. And again, the president has all kinds of opportunities to look at wasteful spending. You know, this is a historic opportunity for DOJ to bring about what I call a 1989 moment for this country. And that's to tear down the bureaucratic wall that separated we the people from their government for decades.
Well,
so
one of the things, hold on a
and
second, John.
hopeful.
Hold on a second, John. I'm optimistic too. However, I think people need to understand it's a lot bigger than a bunch of steaks, okay? This is hundreds of billions of dollars. It's not 50,000 here and 100,000 there. We're talking about money that actually makes a real difference to our national debt and our overall budget deficit annually. So when you think about what they're talking about here with some of these grants to NGOs, these NGOs, including, I'm sad to say, Catholic Charities, that then go to like things called like the Border Institute in El Paso, they're all facilitating, sadly, illegal immigration, right? That's what they're doing. And so I think he wants to, wait a second, what are we doing here and why are we doing that? And up on the screen, you see just some of the other things like DEI staffers, the Pentagon money. You know, again, I don't care about $36,000. That's chump change. But millions and billions, yeah, I care about that. And I think the people do as well.
Absolutely.
Trump wins on this. Meals on Wheels, no. No one's cutting Meals on Wheels. Totally. That's just a complete media. That's a typical media sob story, is it not?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And look, Laura, one of the nonprofits that got funding actually sued DOJ for a lack of transparency before the executive order was even written. So it's a really a grotesque example of self-dealing. But it goes way beyond these $5, $10, $6 million examples where you've got hundreds of billions of dollars of waste and fraud within Pentagon contracting, within Medicare, Medicaid. Oh. So if you have a committed executive who's willing to go after these things, you can generate incredible savings for taxpayers.
Yeah, well, and he mentioned disability, how disability somehow has skyrocketed over the last 15 years in federal spending. And some of that is obviously fraudulent as well. John, thank you very much.